It begins with laughter, the kind of laughter only money can buy. A group of young men in spotless white candoras gather around a pool the size of a football field. The marble deck glows under Dubai's desert sun, and the water ripples like glass. In the center of it all stands the Sheikh's son. Barely in his 20s, a smile sharper than a knife, a boy born into billions. He holds a duffel bag. Not just any duffel bag. This one bulges so much the zipper strains. When he unzips it, the world gasps. Stacks of US $100 bills spill out like water. $1 million in cash. "Watch this," he says, tossing the bag into the air. And just like that, a fortune splashes into the pool. The boys roar with laughter. They wade into the water, scooping bundles of cash like children catching fish. Some bills float, some sink. And in the corner, away from the noise, a man watches in silence. The driver. He's been with the family for 12 years. A man in his late 40s, skin darkened by the desert sun, hands calloused from work. He drives the Sheikh's Rolls Royces, his Bentleys, sometimes even the golden Lamborghini. He says nothing, because servants in palaces don't speak unless spoken to. But inside, something twists. He thinks of his own children, thousands of miles away in a small village. Kids who sleep on the floor. Kids who've never seen $100 in their life. And here, in front of his eyes, 1 million is drowning in chlorine. The party rages on. Music blasts. More bags appear. 10,000 here, 50,000 there. The Sheikh's son tosses them in like confetti. For him, it's not money. It's entertainment. But for the driver, every splash is a stab. Hours pass. The boys grow bored. They leave the pool, dripping cash and water, headed for the next toy. Maybe jet skis, maybe falcons, maybe a private helicopter ride over the desert. They don't care what happens to the money. Why would they? It's endless. The driver stays behind. The pool glitters in the fading light, bills floating like dead leaves. He looks around. No one is watching. The security cameras are pointed at the gates, not the pool. The house is quiet, and then he moves. He pulls off his shoes, wades into the freezing water, and begins gathering the bills. At first, slowly, nervously. Each one feels like forbidden treasure. Then faster, handful after handful, stuffing them into a garbage bag he finds nearby. His heart races. Sweat beads on his forehead, mixing with the pool water. He knows if he's caught, it won't just be prison. It could be worse. But he can't stop. An hour later, he's collected what he can. Not all of it. Some bills are. Stuck to the filters, others too deep to reach. But enough. Enough to change a life. Enough to buy his children a future. He hauls the dripping bag into his small servant's quarters, locks the door, and hides it under the bed. That night, he barely sleeps. Every sound makes him flinch. The crunch of footsteps outside, the laugh of a guard, a car starting in the distance. He imagines police kicking down his door, dragging him away in chains. But morning comes, and nothing happens. The Sheikh's son doesn't notice. To him, the pool was just a joke, a game. By noon, he's already on to another whim, racing supercars down Sheikh Zayed Road, tossing falcons into the air like footballs. The million is forgotten. For the driver, though, the world has changed. He plans. He calculates. How much can he send home without raising suspicion? How can he explain the sudden flood of money to his family? He decides to move slowly. A few thousand here, a few thousand there. Spread across months, quiet, careful, invisible. Weeks pass. He sends money. Home. His children buy school books. His wife fixes the roof. For the first time in years, they eat 3 meals a day. And all the while, he drives the Sheikh's son to malls, to nightclubs, to palaces in the desert where chandeliers weigh more than cars. But inside, something shifts. He no longer looks at the young prince with awe. He looks at him with quiet defiance, with the knowledge that he, the driver, carries a secret richer than any gold-plated Lamborghini. Then comes the twist. One evening, the Sheikh's son stumbles into the back of the car, drunk on arrogance, surrounded by friends. He brags about the pool incident, how he drowned $1 million just to watch it sink. One of his friends laughs and says, "I heard half of it went missing." The car falls silent. The driver's grip tightens on the wheel. The Sheikh's son smirks. So what? Let the rats have it. $1 million is nothing. Nothing. The word burns into the driver's mind. $1 million is nothing to him, but everything to his children. And in that moment, the driver makes a decision. From then on, he begins to watch, to listen, to wait. He notices things others don't: where the money is kept, when guards rotate shifts, how the Sheikh's son loves flaunting cash in careless ways. He doesn't take more, not yet, but the idea grows, like a seed watered by resentment. Months pass. The family barely remembers the pool incident. But for the driver, it's the day his world changed. Every time he sees the prince toss away money, he remembers the weight of those soaked bills in his hands. Every time he sends money home, he remembers the sound of the splash, and slowly he builds a plan. Because in a palace where gold is furniture and cars are disposable toys, no one notices when a driver keeps his eyes open. No one suspects the quiet man in the corner who never speaks. No one realizes the servant is watching, learning, preparing. What started with $1 million sinking in a pool becomes the spark for something far greater, and one day, though no one sees it coming, the driver will no longer just be a servant. He will be the man who knew too much, the man who saw the cracks in a kingdom of wealth, the man who carried a fortune not in his hands but in his silence, because sometimes the greatest heist doesn't begin with guns or masks. Sometimes it begins with a single bag of money sinking in water, and a driver who refused to let it drown. And that is just the beginning.